Happy day, students. So let's see today a few more numericals based on what we have done so far. Okay, so what those numericals are, let's see that. If there are two strings which are suspended from the same point here and both are having positive charges, the two balls suspended with those strings is having positive charges. Okay, this you can say is L and the charges we have given is Q, and this is in equilibrium. Okay, when the angle is 45 degrees. Okay, the two metal balls are in equilibrium here. Two metal balls are in equilibrium. Okay, now we are going to displace them further. Let's say both the balls are taken away such that this angle is 60 degrees. Okay, now this angle is 60 degrees. And the ball is released, and the balls are released. What will happen? What do you think will happen? The balls will come back to the equilibrium position. We know it. Why? Because we know that they are similar to simple pendulum. Okay, at 45 degrees they were in equilibrium. You have displaced them from that position. Then what is going to happen? It will come back to equilibrium position. Okay, so what is the question? Question is asking, what is the acceleration of the balls when they are released, or these are released at theta equal to 60 degrees. That means at this position, when they are released, what is the acceleration? Let's see how to find. First of all, let's see what is the condition of equilibrium. Get the equation from it, get the relation from it. Okay, so this is 45 degree, it's in equilibrium. Okay, this 45 degree, this 60 degree I am removing right now. It's not required at the moment. Okay, so this is 45 degrees. Alright, now what is happening? We know that this ball and this ball, there is a repulsive force. Let's concentrate on this ball only. There is a repulsive force between the two, and there is a gravitation force also. Okay, this is 45. Alright, so we know that here obviously there is a tension acting. The component of tension which will be acting in this direction is T sine 45. Okay, and in this direction what will be the component? T cos 45. Right, length of the string is L. So what will be this distance then? If this is 45 degrees, then we know that this is L sine 45. If this is L sine 45, this is also L sine 45. So let's see what we can write. What is the condition coming out of this? We can say T sine 45 equal to F and T cos 45 equal to mg. They are in equilibrium, right? So they will balance each other. So take out the ratio, this T gets cancelled. This is tan 45. Tan 45 means 1. So that means F is equal to mg. Okay, F is equal to mg. We can write F value here. It's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by L sine 45 plus L sine 45. 2L sine 45. Okay, this will become 2L sine 45. Sine 45 value 1 by root 2. So this will become root 2L. Okay, you can keep it over here, root 2L whole square. Okay, so what will come? 2L square equal to mg. This is our equation number 1. Okay, we'll keep it like this. Now what we are going to do? We are going to take these balls to 60 degrees. Okay, then see what happens after that. So two balls are taken such that they are making 60 degree with vertical, and then we have to find the acceleration. Okay, fine. So this is vertical. Now our balls are making 60 degree with that, like this. This is still L, this is 60 degrees, this is Q, this is Q, and in this condition also they must be applying a force in this direction. Let's say that is F1. Here will be mg. Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are going to resolve the forces in such a direction so that acceleration we can get. The question is, where is acceleration? Is acceleration going to be in this direction along the tension? Will the ball go in this direction? The answer is no. Okay. So in which direction they will go? In this direction, perpendicular to tension. So we have to take the components. Okay. Let's see what we are going to do. Now this is 60 degrees. Okay. So that means this angle is also 60. If this is 60, definitely this is 30. Why? Because this is perpendicular to tension, this direction. So this is 30 degrees. Okay. Now I want to know this angle also. What is this angle? So this is 60. Obviously this is 30 degrees. So this is also 60 degrees. Okay. So component of F1 in this direction I can say is F1 cos 60. Okay. And component of mg in this direction is mg cos 30. Okay. We are saying it's coming in this direction. So acceleration will be in this direction only. That is what we are trying to find. Other components I am not trying to write. Reason being, the ball will not go in this direction. Ball will come in this direction only. So acceleration, if I write from here, it is acceleration or force, resultant force in this direction is mg cos 30 minus F1 cos 60. mg cos 30 minus F1 cos 60. Okay. Then this Fr I can write as mass into acceleration, which will be mg cos 30 means root 3 by 2 minus F1 cos 60 means 1 by 2. So acceleration is going to be, this m and this m gets cancelled, it will be root 3 by 2g minus F1 by 2m. Now let's see what this F1 is. F1 is actually the force between these two charges. So what is its value? Let us check. What is its value? So F1 value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into q, that means q square. And let's see what is the separation now. This time this is what? This is L and this is 60. So this will be L sin 60. This is also L sin 60. So 2L sin 60. 2L sin 60. Now sin 60 means root 3 by 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. That means this is root 3L. So we'll write here root 3L whole square. Okay. Now what we'll try to do is, this F1 we'll try to convert in terms of mg. From where? Because we already have this value. From here we'll try to convert it. Okay. So you can see q square by 4 pi epsilon naught L square I can write as 2mg. I'll do that only. First see that what it is. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square into 1 by 3. Okay. So from here you see 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square equal to 2mg. So in place of this we can write 2mg. Okay. So it will become 2mg by 3. So here we are going to write 2mg by 3. Okay. So acceleration is root 3 by 2g minus F1 value 2mg by 3 into 2m. So this 2m and this 2m gets cancelled. So this is root 3 by 2g minus g by 3. Take g common. So acceleration is coming root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3. That is the acceleration with which this ball will be coming in this direction. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Let us go for the second question then. What will be the second question? Let's see. Now in this question, there is one positive charge and one is negative charge. Okay, Now suppose that there is one rod, okay, and the charges are hanging like this. One charge is over here, other charge is over here, okay, and the length you can say is, okay, let's take the values. L is 20 centimeter, here also L is 20 centimeter. Here charge is Q and here charge is minus Q, okay, and the separation is 5 centimeter. What will happen between the two? Attraction. So question says, when two balls are released, two comes towards each other, and comes to equilibrium when separation between them is 3 centimeter. Find mass of each ball. Find mass of each ball. That is the question. Okay, so what question is saying? They are coming close towards each other because there is attraction force. So suppose this ball comes over here. This ball comes here somewhere, okay, and this ball will be coming somewhere here. So one ball and only I am making the diagram, okay. So if the separation between them is 3 centimeter, that means the motion of these balls is 2 centimeter. And since both the balls are of same mass, same charge, both will move by the same amount. So if 2 centimeter is the net displacement, that means one is moved by this and one will be moved by this one. So that means this is actually how much? This is 1 centimeter. Right? This will be 1 centimeter. So if it is 1 centimeter, now you can see that the angle will be very, very small here. This angle I am talking. So in this particular case, we can say sin theta is equal to tan theta equal to 1 by 20. Okay, we can say like that. Okay, fine. Now let's talk about its equilibrium now. We know that mg is acting like this. We know that force is acting like this. And we know that tension is over here. Okay, and since it's an equilibrium, we can again say T sin theta equal to F, T cos theta equal to mg. That means we can write tan theta equal to F by mg. Right? Now what is F between the two? F between the two is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by separation. How much is the separation between the two? 3 centimeter. So 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 whole square. Is it clear? In equilibrium I am writing initial separation was 5, but now it is 3 centimeter as is given in the question itself. So 3 centimeter. This is F. Tan theta value we already have. Let's put tan theta value over here. So tan theta is 1 by 20. Okay, 1 by 20 into mg equal to F. So F is this. This is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by 9 into 10 to the power minus 4. We want m. Okay, g value you can keep 10. Okay, so here this is 1 by 20. So m is 20 into 9 into 10 to the power 9 q square by 9 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 10. This is the value of m. If q value is also given to us, we can keep it and we will get the value. Okay, so this much is the mass of both the balls. So this is the way you will be doing this kind of a question. Okay, now let us go on to something new. Vector form of Coulombian force. We were only calculating right now the magnitude of the forces, but now we are going to see its vector form. So what is the vector form of Coulomb's law or Coulombian force? That we are going to see now. Let's check. Okay, so let's see. When we say vector, what is the difference between the normal form and the vector form? The only difference is, in the vector form you must have the direction. Direction should be involved in the force formula itself. Okay, so let's see now. This is the force. There are two charges, Q1 and Q2, and separation between them is R. And we are saying force on second charge due to first charge. So till now what we were writing? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Absolutely fine. But this force is on second one due to first one. That means repulsive force. On Q2, because of Q1, the force is repulsive. That means direction is this. Correct or not? Now that direction we have to write in this one. So what he'll do? This. And what is all this? This is magnitude. How to give the direction? Direction is given by unit vector. Direction is given by unit vector. Now what is unit vector over here? R cap. R cap is the unit vector. Now how to write this R cap? We know that this can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Here this R unit vector we can write as, how to write it as? R2 minus R1 by, or leave it R2 minus R1 right now, R vector by magnitude of R. Okay, so what we will be getting? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by RQ R vector. Okay, this R vector is where? Its head is always where? On which you are finding the force. Remember that. This R vector's head will always be towards the charge on which you are finding the force. Here we have written second charge. Force on 2 due to 1. So head is like this. Okay, you can see head is like this. Is that clear? Now sometimes we can write it in terms of the position vectors also. How we can write in terms of position vectors? See, here is Q1 and here is Q2. Suppose Q1's position vector is given to you as R1 vector. Okay, and Q2's position vector is given to you as R2 vector. And still we are finding F21. That means force on 2 due to 1. So let's join. This is our R. This is R2. And this is R1. So how will we write it? Same thing again. Same thing I am going to write. But only R. Now what is R here? In this case, we know that triangle law, R1 plus R equal to R2. Okay, what we can write? R1 plus R equal to R2. So R is equal to what? R2 minus R1. So wherever R is here in this one, we will put R2 minus R1. So same formula now changes into F21 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R2 minus R1 mod Q into R2 minus R1. And this is the vector form of the same Coulomb's law. Okay, and one more thing we have to remember in this, these two are positive charges right now. Okay, so force on Q2, when we are writing, we have written R vector is like this. So force also is in the same direction only, because it's a repulsive force. Force also is in this direction. But if this is minus and R you have written towards charge 2 only, as I told you in this one, wherever the force we are finding, the R's head will be in that direction only. Correct? But if it is minus charge, then we know that force direction will be opposite. Whereas we have taken this direction for R. So what we have to do in the vector formula, we should be taking sign of the charges. Remember that in vector form of the force, we need to be taking sign. So if we are going to take minus Q2 here, it will become minus R. So the direction become in opposite direction. Let's see, we'll solve few questions on that and we will know it. Okay? But those questions we will see in our next class.